The following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers, this is the TFangy coming to you with what will hopefully be a quick and successful review, and as the title of the video and the thumbnail has hinted, we are going to be taking a look at an upgrade kit for the Transformers Legacy Evolution Toxitron Collection Grimlock. So this upgrade kit is one that I purchased off of Amazon a long while back, and trying to find something to open it up. So what this upgrade kit primarily is it's just a bunch of gap fillers, so hollowed out parts on Grimlock can be filled up and no longer be spaced out, and it'll make him more solidly fit. There aren't too many pictures of the upgrade kit. There's no instruction sheet, so I'm just if I'm looking over here off to the side, I'm actually looking at photos to show where the parts of the upgrade kit are supposed to install. There is another version of this upgrade kit that I got for the original Studio Series Grimlock figure. I will show that when I eventually get around to reviewing the original Studio Series Grimlock action figure. So there's basically two versions of this upgrade kit out there. There's just a little piece of styrofoam to fill it up, but everything comes in an individual Ziploc bag. These teeny tiny little Ziploc bags are normally used to house jewelry and precious stones individually, so it's nice that whoever manufactured this upgrade kit, which these parts are made out of 3D printed plastic, not solid plastic, which in my opinion most upgrade kits are made out of 3D printed plastic these days, so the point I'm trying to make is that there's two versions of this upgrade kit out there so far. There's a silver one and a yellow one. I hope that whoever made these upgrade kits does a blue one for the recently released Age of the Primes G2 blue version of Grimlock. But anyways, you got some gap fillers here. There's four pieces in this bag. They're to fill in the bottom of Grimlock's robot mode feet, and then you've also got these two gap filler pieces here. What these are is that they're parts to fill out Grimlock's robot mode, the tops of the bottom of Grimlock's robot mode pelvis, which are hollowed out bits. And then not inside a bag is this ember piece right here. This is the blade for Grimlock's sword. So that's one of the that was one of the things that motivated me to get this upgrade kit. Was it comes with Grimlock's sword. The hilt of the sword is in a Ziploc bag, and then the last two. And then next up, and unfortunately, you will need a tiny screwdriver that you'll use for tiny screw bits. And these you got these two pieces right here, and these two pieces are gap fillers for Grimlock's robot mode hands. So you're supposed to unscrew. I believe it's this screw right here on the back of on the inside here of the back of Grimlock's T-Rex mode heel spur, and then you attach these on here, and then they'll flip up, and Grimlock's hands won't be exposed on the inside of the legs for when he's in T-Rex mode. But most importantly, and the main reason I got this upgrade kit along with the other one for the original Studio Series 86 Grimlock figure is right here. The tiniest parts of the upgrade kit that you get a set of teeth for the front of Grimlock's T-Rex mode jaws, so he'll have a full set of teeth. So yeah, you get a set of dentures for Grimlock right here, and then those tiny little bits right there, which are also inside their own individual bag, those are fillers for the screw holes here on the side of Grimlock's T-Rex head. So both sides of him will be solid and fill it out. I'm still debating if I'm going to put the screw hole fillers on the face or not. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to do so, but then the problem is that if for some reason, which hopefully you never will have to actually do it, but if you wanted to take the screws off to, like, say, customize Grimlock by painting his head a different color. If you put in the gap fillers that go over the screws here, then when the time to remove them is, you'd have to remove them in a way that the gap fillers get destroyed or not. So yeah, for me, I'm not totally bothered about the gap fillers for the side of Grimlock's face. So I'll decide if I want to put those on. But for the other parts of the upgrade kit, let's get them attached and see what Grimlock looks like with them on. Alright, so I've installed the parts of the upgrade kit that stand out in T-Rex mode, kind of, sort of. So here on the inside of Grimlock's legs, pointing them outward, here are the gap fillers that now cover up Grimlock's hands. And so when you transform the figure, you do unfortunately have to have, I recommend using your fingernails, and if you don't have fingernails, using something to pry it open. But now you have these panels that flip open. And then they flip shut when you transform Grimlock's fists. Is for robot mode, back and forth between T-Rex mode. So the fists are no longer exposed when Grimlock is in T-Rex mode, and when he's in robot mode, he no longer has a square-shaped gaps in his lower arms, so that's a nice new thing there. The 3D printed plastic, it isn't a perfect matchup to the yellow plastic used on the actual product, but you only notice it if you bring it right up to your face and you stare at it with a very close glance. From a distance, it's almost identical, and my camera is making it look almost identical, so that's to the yellow plastic used on the actual Grimlock figure, so that's really nice. And most importantly, the part of the upgrade kit that made me buy it and get it for the 2 versions of Grimlock I have in my collection, and why I'm praying there'll be a blue one for the Age of the Primes blue G2 Grimlock. But of course, Grimlock's dentures. So, I'm sorry for my camera blurring it up, but Grimlock now has a full set of teeth, including the front of his jaw, and the way the dentures are, they aren't just flat plastic. It's kind of hard to tell since my camera's blurring it, but if I do it from this angle where it's kind of in shadow, there's a lot of sculpted detailing on there, the upper and lower dentures, so yeah, it really does fill it out. It's not just a set of teeth for the front of Grimlock's jaw line. He now has a proper roof and a bottom area of his lower jaw. I kind of wish they would have sculpted the lower jaw to make it look like Grimlock had a mechanical tongue in his mouth. But considering the main gimmick for when Grimlock opens up his mouth in T-Rex mode is that he breathes out fire like a dragon, I can understand why they omitted a tongue for his mouth. But yeah, with those dentures, Grimlock now has a full set of Tyrannosaurus Rex teeth, including the front of his jawbone, so you can make it look like, if you want to pretend he's biting on your finger, you can actually make it look like he is now, with teeth also in the front of his jawline. So why in the world Hasbro didn't give Grimlock a full set of teeth, including the front of his mouth? Your guess is as good as mine, but it's nice that the upgrade kit allows him to do that. So with his mouth slightly open, get at a good angle there. You can see right there with the shadow behind it, you can see the teeth now there at the front of his jaw. Bone, so that's really nice there. The remaining gap fillers of the upgrade kit, which are these little pieces here and these gap pieces, along with the sword, which I did attach the blade to the hilt. Those are meant more for robot mode. And as far as weapon storage for Grimlock's sword, unfortunately, like most Grimlock action figures, there's no photographs on Amazon or on any of the websites, or on the I'll just keep it simple. There's no photographs on Amazon for the product detail page for the upgrade kit showing just where to store the sword when Grimlock's in T-Rex mode. There's 5mm pegs on both of his T-Rex hips. There's 5mm pegs also on his tail. The 5mm peg on the sword, it is circle shaped and it's only on one side. Alright, so the hilt is not symmetrical. Oh, but as far as weapon storage for Grimlock's sword, or right here on the side, hanging off the side of him, that's the best weapon storage you're going to get for the sword. It doesn't really hinder Grimlock, since the only articulation he has when he's in T-Rex mode is his head being able to move up and down, and his jaw being able to open and close, and then of course his arms and legs. The tail is kind of locked in place, it doesn't really move around. But yeah, that's the best weapon storage for the sword in when Grimlock's in T-Rex mode, is having it on his tail. But like I said, there's 5mm pegs on his T-Rex feet and hips. So if you wanted to give Grimlock a sword where he's gonna stab his enemies while he's charging at them, you can do that as well. Now, I know some fans and collectors were kind of hoping that there would have been a 5mm peg somewhere along Grimlock's back, so the laser gun that Hasbro gave him, it wouldn't just store here on the back like this. There would have been a way to have it stored like here on his back, or hanging here off the back of him, where it just gave the laser gun a more symmetrical look when Grimlock's in T-Rex mode. But that's just me that's just my own minor gripe with Grimlock's weapon storage. So to get the other last parts of the upgrade kit on, we'll have to transform Grimlock into robot mode. So I will be right back, and we will take a close look at him with the remaining upgrade parts. Oh, but yes, before we actually move on to Grimlock's robot mode and we install the last gap fillers of the upgrade kits, as I said, there is one assembly required, so you do need at least one tool to get the upgrade kit properly installed. I decided I'm not going to do the gap fillers for the screw holes on Grimlock's T-Rex head, partially because of how tiny they are to install, and they are sculpted in a way so that they do slant with Grimlock's head. So if you shove them in without lining them up properly, they could stick out slightly. But anyways, the one part that you do need to install properly are the screw holes here for the gap fillers for Grimlock's robot mode hands. The original screws that Hasbro and Takara Tomy installed at the factory, they're so tiny I can't hold them in my huge sausage-like fingers, but the actual screw holes that those Hasbro and Takara Tomy applied at the factory are too short for the new gap fillers to line up properly. As you can see right here how much bulkier it is. So the upgrade kit comes with longer screws. You get a third spare screw in case one of the screws gets damaged. The screws that I use whenever I customize or have to modify fix my Transformers action figures because of QC issues is this right here. This is a 5-piece precision screwdriver set for tiny screws. So to remove the old screws from Grimlock, I recommend using the tiny sized Phillips head screwdriver. And then I recommend using a slightly larger one to install the new longer screws for the upgrade kit, because you do have to apply a lot of force to get it right there. It's not because the new screws are too small for the screw holes, it's just the space when you insert the screw for the 3D printed plastic. It feels like they didn't really sculpt the shape for the screw to spin around and to get in place properly. So I do recommend using a slightly larger sized Phillips crosshead screwdriver to get that installed properly. So with that you do need those two tiny Phillips head screwdrivers to get the hand gap fillers in the robot mode hand gap fillers installed properly. So let's get Grimlock armed with the remaining upgrade kit parts and wrap up the review. Alright, and so here is Grimlock in robot mode with the remaining upgrade kits installed. So, first up, right down here, Grimlock has gap fillers for the top of his legs, which is basically the base of his pelvis, his hips. Those were completely hollowed out before, and if you're wondering about those two notches right there, they are for those, or the grooves right there, they are for the two notches sculpted there on the inside of the leg, so that was clever of whoever designed this upgrade kit to do that. And then the last gap fillers, which were the four largest pieces in the upgrade kit, it saved the blade aid for the sword. Or you got gap fillers here for the bottom of Grimlock's robot mode feet, and they did sculpt the ones on this side, which are the heel spurs to incorporate the 5mm pegs Grimlock has down there. So they are still accessible. So yes, the feet are no longer hollowed out, and it feels like Grimlock is much more of a solidly built, has a much more solidly built robot mode. And then of course there's the gap fillers we installed at the base of the T-Rex legs here on the robot mode arms. So with these gap fillers installed, there's no longer hollowed out spaces there. Here on Grimlock's lower arm, right behind his wrist. So those are filled in now, which is really nice. Okay, so yeah, overall, a really impressive upgrade kit, and in my opinion, it's a must-have upgrade kit if you're a fan of Grimlock, especially since Hasbro didn't originally give Grimlock his sword or the teeth for the jaw of the front teeth for the jaw of his T-Rex X-mode head. But yeah, nice little upgrade kit here for the Legacy Evolution G2 Yellow Grimlock figure. That was the original G2 figure that this is based on was a cancelled version of Grimlock that they wanted to release. The exact reason why it was cancelled, I honestly don't know. Oh, my best educated guess is that Hasbro decided to push the last few waves of Generation 2 off the shelves to make room for Beast Wars. But yeah, overall a nice fun upgrade kit, and I just love the gap fillers here on the bottom of the robot mode feet. I do have the silvery gray version of this exact same upgrade kit for my Studio Series 86 Grimlock action figure. I will show that off when I get around to reviewing the Studio Series 86 Dinobots one of these days. But for now, the first version of the upgrade kit I was able to install was the one here used on the yellow G2 Toxitron version of Grimlock, and like I said, I'm really keeping my fingers crossed, and I'm really hoping they will also do a blue version of this upgrade kit for the Age of the Primes G2 blue version of Grimlock, which was in fact released in the original Generation 2 line. And so thank you guys all for watching. This has been the TFN Geek. This has been the upgrade kit for the Transformers Legacy Evolution G2 Yellow Toxitron action version of Grimlock. And there wasn't really much to show here on the brown box that it came in. It's just a plain brown box. On both sides of the box, you got it stamped on the front. This is the name of the maker that made this 3D printed upgrade kit. Yamayavist. I probably mispronounced that. But I believe it is a upgrade kit like most upgrade kits. It is based, my camera's blurring it out because it's too small. I'll just zoom in properly, but it is, it says here on the disclaimer, here on the bottom corner, that it was made in China. I know, like most upgrade kits are. The reason I was able to get this is because there are scalpers on Amazon right now selling these upgrade kits. It's here in the United States. They are available for Amazon Prime's 2-day Prime delivery if you have Amazon Prime membership like I do. So that's how I was able to get this upgrade kit so easily. I've gotten a handful of other upgrade kits for other Transformers action figures. Quick shout out to a friend of mine. Happy Accident. He asked me if I was going to do a video showing off all the upgrade kits that I got recently, and I responded to him that yes, I would do videos of the upgrade kits. I'd do an individual video for each upgrade kit, just to show off what they look like on each figure. So shout out to you, Happy Accident. And yes, thank you guys all so much. This has been the TFN Geek. I apologize for the video being so long for such a simple upgrade kit, but yeah, upgrade kits, they really do make Transformers action. They really do fulfill their name in being and offer upgrades to Transformers action figures. action figures. I've said this on videos in the past, and I'll say it again here for my review on the upgrade kit for the Legacy Evolution Yellow G2 version of Grimlock. The only third-party products I buy and add to my Transformers collection are the ones that I feel are absolute must-haves. So for the proverbial question I say at the end of my reviews, do I recommend getting the upgrade kit for the Transformers Legacy Evolution Yellow G2 Toxitron Collection Grimlock action figure? Absolutely I do. This upgrade kit makes this version of Grimlock vastly superior than it was compared to without the upgrade kit being installed. I just love how all the gaps Grimlock had in both his robot mode and T-Rex mode are filled in now. Now I love that in T-Rex mode, Grimlock now has a full set of teeth at the front of his jaws, not just on the sides. And I love him finally having his sword ready for battle against the Decepticons. So yes, I highly recommend getting this upgrade kit if you have the Legacy Evolution Yellow G2 Toxitron Collection version of Grimlock. A lot of fans and collectors aren't really too thrilled at the idea of Grimlock having yellow as his main paint job, but yeah, it's still pretty impressive looking here. It could be that I'm biased because Grimlock's my favorite of the Dinobots, but yeah, that's I have nothing but good things to say about Grimlock, especially now that he has an upgrade kit installed on him. So thank you guys all so much, and until next time, you guys, please remember to stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you to all my friends and subscribers, and until next time, you guys, transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.